in tonight to hear directly from the president. Zeke?
Thanks, Green. The president believes that it's best for the country that he not be in the Oval Office for another 4 years. How can you assure the American people that he's up to be in the office for the next 6 months?
Well, first I would say is that, and I've heard these suggestions out there. This is not an answer to you. This is an answer to the suggestions that I've had. I've heard about him resigning from office. We believe, and any suggestion of that note is ridiculous. It is not what we believe. The president, I just laid out what the president has been able to do in almost 4 years, and it's been successful. He's been able to do more, again, than any president has been able to do in 2 terms. He's been able to do that more in 1 term. And he wants to finish the job that he started and delivering more historic results for the American people. And look, he didn't step down from campaigning or from running because he didn't believe he can serve in a 2nd term. That is not why. And what I would say, as I just finished my opening, I would say tune in. Tune into what he has to say tonight, and he will lay that out for you all and the American people as to why he made that decision.
So you're saying he believes that he's capable of serving another 4 years, but he just doesn't believe that he can win another 4 years?
I will let the president speak for himself.
And so today, the president believes that he is capable, fully capable of serving in the office that he currently has now and for the next 4.5 years if he wanted to.
Absolutely. And let me just quote from what he said on Sunday in his letter. He said, "It is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." And what the decision that he made on Sunday was about putting country first, was about his party, and was about the American people. Again, I would refer you to what he's going to say tonight. He will lay that out, speak for himself, and you will hear directly from the from the president. The American people will insert you will as
Just
well.
on a different topic, there's
Sure.
large protests taking place in Washington. The White House is now ringed by anti-crime fencing. The Capitol, there's some protests around Union Station. Is the president monitoring these protests? Does he have a message to the people who are demonstrating right now?
So it's basically what we have said for some time. We respect the right for all American to peacefully protest. And obviously we will continue to strongly condemn any form of violence as it relates certainly to protesting or destruction of property. We've been very, very clear. But Americans have the right to peacefully protest. Anything that is related to what's happening outside of this campus, the fencing, as you just mentioned to me, that's something for Secret Service to speak to directly.
Is he watching the protests right now?
I mean, the president is he's always kept up to date on what's going on. Right now he's certainly having meetings today with his senior advisors and other senior staff. I can't speak if he's right now watching the protests. Obviously, he's kept up to date into what's happening. But what I can say right now, we respect everyone's right to peacefully protest. We understand that this is a painful moment for many, many communities, but obviously, we're going to continue to strongly condemn any form of violence or any destruction of property. That is something we've been consistent on. Go ahead, Nancy.
Thanks, Green. You read the president's statement where he said that it's in the country's best interest for him to step aside. Why is it in the country's best interest for him to step aside? Does it have to do with his health or
it does not have to do, they have nothing to do with his health. Again, the president's going to speak to this directly to the American people tonight in prime time. I know many of you all will be watching it. There are specials going on tonight. I promise you, he will speak to this directly to all of you tonight. But in his letter, he talked about the country, he talked about the party, he talked about the moment that we're in right now. It is not about his health. I can say no, that's not the reason, but hear him out tonight.
And the president denied for weeks, and you denied for weeks, that he was even thinking of stepping aside. What changed from all those days that he had that message to Sunday?
So look, he's going to address this as well this evening. Let him speak for himself. But here's what I will say. And I think we gave a little bit of a TikTok to all of you. He met with a small group of advisors on Saturday evening and with his family, and was thinking through how to move forward. Sunday afternoon, he made that decision. It was in a very short period of time, as you can imagine. And then at 1:45, he got on the phone with some of his assistants to the president, some advisors. He let them know, and then minutes later, a letter went out. So it was in a very short period of time that the president was able to think about this and make a decision. But I would say again, the president's going to address the American people. You will hear directly from him tonight.
Hey, can you talk a little bit more about how he's feeling after making such an extraordinary decision, like you said, making it quickly?
Yeah.
Did he feel